democratic government that has completed a term. But when we look at our neighboring country of India, they have a thriving democracy. What do you think is the future of democracy in Pakistan, and when can we expect a government that would actually complete its term?
Well, first of all, the completion of tenure of any government is not, or incomplete completion of the tenure of a government is not at all undemocratic. The democracy gives guarantee to the strength of the parliament. And in Pakistan's case, last 15 years, post-2008, we had 3 successive complete stints of parliament. And in Westminster model of democracy, you do change the governments through parliament, through constitutional means, and that has been the case in Pakistan. In order to avoid purge and a coup, you have to agree on this principle that the members of the parliament has the inherent right to emplace a government or replace a government. So I have not seen any act in last 15 years where the case has been otherwise. Secondly, to the broader question of what is the future of democracy in Pakistan, the bigger question is what is the future of democracy at a global scale? And there are scholars back in West also, I mean, many of you probably would have read how democracies die. One should read that, one should learn through that. And there is another reference of Shirley Bremen. She teaches at Columbia. It's a case study where some 20 countries or 10 countries have been picked from Western Europe, and 300 years of democratic experience has been documented, and how the dictatorships have been morphed into democracy. It's a very interesting read. People like yourself, you must go through that. And in that you do realize that democracy is a process, not an event. And how does the German unification occurred? How does the English experiment occurred? How does the Spanish experiment occurred? How does the Italian experiment occurred? It's a guide for the transitional democracies. And then when you generate the conversation about democracy, there's a very important angle that you want to create a liberal democracy or an illiberal democracy. Yes, in our neighborhood, the ritual of democracy is being exercised for last 7 decades. But is it heading towards electoral autocracy? That is the question which needs to be focused more. And is it leading towards liberal democracy or an illiberal democracy? But is it this kind of democracy you would envision and you would want to have for United States of America? Fair enough. Or United Kingdom or France? Is this the old principle of laissez-faire, the French secular constitutional principles? I don't think so. So bringing it back to our region and then to our country, we are committed and we understand that the performance and participatory idea of democracy is what is needed. We would encourage that, we would try to realize that, but at the same time, when you have to strike a balance, there is a rule of law and then there is a rule of order. That social order can never ever be compromised for a rule of law. Sometimes, there are many scholars in the world which tells you that you have to operate in the law while outdating the law, when you would be operating in emergency laws, It's a wholesome idea. It's an entire discipline which is being taught in different universities. That when there are extraordinary situations, how does the normal law operates? In Pakistan's context and in our experience, there are times where the normal laws get suspended, or the normal laws are not fully implemented, or the normal laws are not solution to the kind of challenges we face, like our security challenge. What do you think that if we would have applied our normal policing laws, we would have countered suicide bombings, which, by the way, have happened in thousands of numbers? Of course not. So then the priority is that first you secure life. When you secure life, you secure social and political order, then later on you go for the issues of civil liberties, democratic principles, so on and so forth. So you have to strike a balance. And the entire arrangement of the universe, to be honest with you, if I observe it and if I try to comprehend it and want to express it in one single word which can reflect its basic principle of existence, and that is balance. It works on the principle of balance. You cannot just take an extreme position on anything. Whatever I'm saying is still challengeable. All I'm trying to do is stimulate the thought process, and you try to look at it with another perspective as well. You may learn something from it, or you at least, it would lead you to explore further something, and you will delve in, and you may learn something new which has not even come out from me. So that's how the process should go.
Thank you so much for having us. My name is Rida. I'm from Karachi, and I'm also an MBA student at Harvard Business School. Like Osama, I also plan on coming back to the country after graduation.
Welcome back.
Inshallah. My question to you is, people like us, most people decide to stay back in the States or abroad after completing their education, or if they go abroad for work, which is resulting in a talent drain in the country. You can say that some of our most educated, talented individuals are actually not residing in the country but are abroad. What do you think are a few measures that we can take to tackle this challenge? And what can we do? What is our role in this? And how can we encourage our peers to also come back and give to the country and serve the country that we love so much?
Thank you. I'm being trolled on Twitter for last 48 hours on one of the comment which was incomplete, which I exactly tried to explain this phenomena. And I'm glad that you have raised it again. First of all, for me, the people who choose to remain either in the United States of America or in Europe or in Australia, anywhere in Western Hemisphere mostly, it's not a challenge. It is an opportunity also at the same time. They go there, they contribute positively to their host societies, they become the bread earners to their families, and indirectly we benefit from their remittances. So I hardly see it in negative terms when the young people are going towards the Western Hemisphere, trying to grab opportunity over there, trying to prove themselves. Their individuality shines over there. It has to offer so much in terms of opportunity. Why do I have to take it as a challenge? I think so I should be encouraging it. I should be promoting it. I should be supporting it. It is a skewed angle where people talk about it and they say that, oh, people are living out of despondency. You may be not that comfortable or happy about a situation back home, that's fine. And even if that is one reason of exercising that choice to leave this country, probably is minimal. Is this for the first time that the youngsters are leaving Pakistan? Of course not. We've been leaving this country since 1947. Every month, every year, every decade, people go. How is it a new phenomenon? It's a normal phenomenon. For me, it's pretty much normal. And whosoever wants to come back is very much welcomed. It is an individual choice which should be supported either way. You become an effective and contributor as an individual, either you are here or in your home of choice. This is your natural home, that becomes your home of choice. For me, the more important thing is that wherever you are, you should be successful. You should realize the full potential of your talent. You should reach the zenith of any profession you choose. That is more important to me. If you are a redundant, non-productive individual, either home or abroad, that is a challenge. And that is a huge challenge. So let's bring the conversation into its right spirit, into its right angles, and you could contribute to that larger, bigger and huge conversation. Let's talk sense instead of just responding historical towards that, being historical towards that. Indians went in 1960s to US and rest of the Western Hemisphere. Everyone called that a brain drain, that, oh, the people have left and they have said, who's going to run India? And after 30 or 40 years, the whole of that lot has returned as brain asset. They earned capital, they developed expertise. So if there would have been a negative relationship between that projected Indian diaspora and back home their governments, what sort of relations they would be having? I mean, there are challenges still between that community and the governments both. There would be issues with us as well. But at a larger scale, a potent individual is beneficial anywhere on the planet. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for seeing a new or at least different face of Pakistan. And I'm sure all of you would be our public ambassadors. Thank you so much.
नेगरा वज़ीर आज़म अनवारुल हक काकर से हार्वर्ड यूनिवर्सिटी के तलबा के वफ़द की मुलाकात हुई। गुफ्तगू करते हुए उन्होंने कहा कि अमेरिका के साथ मस्बत और तामीरी ताल्लुक़ है, अमेरिका के साथ तवील मुद्दती शराकत दारी चाहते हैं। ये थी अब तक ताज़ा तरीन।
पाकिस्तानी नेटवर्क यूफोन 4G, जिसके लिए सब कुछ तुम ही तो हो।
ट्राई नूरपुर की बेहतरीन